This episode is brought to you by Matt Norn of Remax Bell Park. For all of your real estate needs, call me 860-428-6534. Your dreams are my job. The Community Workbench podcast is sponsoring their Spread the Love campaign. We are in pretty much the full opposite season of the holidays, which people still need food and clothing and whatnot. So if you can, spread the love when you can. Food banks are usually very receptive of donations at this time of year, and we just wanted to remind everybody of that. And enjoy your summer. Welcome to the Community Workbench. This is Matt Noren, Kyle Morrissey. We are your hosts of the #1 podcast in my basement. At the bench, we try to repair the sense of community. So every week, we bring you small businesses, entrepreneurs, community leaders, charities, and pretty much whoever we feel like talking to. And today, we feel like talking to author Allison Depasse Silver. How are you, Allison?
I'm good. Thank you for having me and the whole family
Yeah,
here
thanks for
today.
bringing the whole family.
We're excited to be here.
So you've written books with both your kids, Sammy and Grace, right?
Yes.
That's pretty awesome. And Dad Jeff is here as well.
Yep. Thanks for having us.
What's that?
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks for coming. And Jeff is also a fellow YouTuber. Why don't you shout out your channel?
5 minute fix it.
Nice.
Yeah, yeah.
Nice. And Allison, how did this all start? Were you a writer? What's your educational background? What's going on here?
No, I am not a writer. I am a former teacher. I taught for 9 years in elementary school and middle school before having children. And even after I had Sam, I taught for a couple more years. And then I have been home with my children and helping support Sam with his medical journey. And while I've been home, it was always a dream of mine to write a book, a children's book. And I chose to write one about Sam's journey. Sam's journey with osteogenesis imperfecta. And he helped with the story. I did not anticipate I would illustrate it, but I decided to take on that challenge as well. I thought Sam, when I originally wrote the book, I thought Sam would illustrate it because he was into drawing at the time, but then he was like, no, I'm all set. And so then I was left to do the illustrations for it. But it was really fun that him and I created the story together. It was his idea within the story to show a little boy going on all these adventures, going fishing and camping and horseback riding, but not to show that he was in a wheelchair till the very end. The message being that to follow your dreams, don't let anything define your life. Just chase after those dreams. Oh, wow. Sammy lives with the condition osteogenesis imperfecta, brittle bones. So a lot of his life has been challenging. There have been different hurdles he's had to face with surgeries and hospitalizations and fractures, but through it all, he has remained so positive and hopeful and determined to live life to the fullest. And that was really what we wanted the message of the role of Sam's dreams to be. And so we wrote and illustrated that last year. And then we had so much fun doing it that I decided to write another children's book about my daughter, Grace. And so that one is being released on April 11th of this year. And it's about a sweet little girl whose greatest joy is helping others. And it's inspired by my daughter, Grace. Grace has always, from the day she's born, had a kindness and a compassion well beyond her years. It's truly an indescribable kindness she has. And it's a joy to see how she interacts with her brother on a daily basis and how she's always helping others without ever being asked. And so Grace and I together talked about the pictures of the book and kind of like I wrote the story and then she kind of told me what kind of images she wanted in there. But it was fun doing both projects with my children.
For sure.
Not something I ever anticipated doing, but it's been fun in the process.
I will say, knowing your family for a few years now, our kids go to school together. We've seen you at Prince Hill for soccer, and you guys are in scouts with us. And all four of you are always full of smiles and just like always so calm and gentle. Like it's
We have our moments. We have our moments.
Well, Unbeknownst to us, I mean, you guys, it just seems so compassionate and gentle with the world as you interact, and it's really been something to see. And then when I saw that you guys had been writing books together, I was just like, this is so inspirational. Sammy, how do you feel about this book? What do you think?
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your favorite part?
Everything.
Everything? Okay.
Do you want to share a little bit about your idea for the book?
Yeah. My idea was to not show I was in a wheelchair until the end of the book.
So that was your idea.
Mhm.
Nice. And what you've been to, I know you've been camping and whatnot, and I mean, you, it's and you've been to your first camp out with the Boy Scouts.
Mhm.
How did that go? How did that feel?
Good.
Yeah,
Yeah. Fun.
yeah. And you got to? Did you do any whittling?
Well, no.
Oh, you guys didn't do the knife.
We did
Safety.
the axe thing.
You did the axe yard.
Yeah.
Okay, so you were able to operate an axe. That's pretty cool. And
Yeah, you did the axe yard. I think you did the first aid.
And the ropes.
And the
Oh,
rope,
and the
the
ropes.
tying,
no
tying
rope
knots.
tying.
Yeah.
Yeah, and some cooking probably.
Some cooking.
We're,
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
usually cooking.
That was fun.
As camping, we all like just cooking over the fire, or trying to stay warm. It was March.
It was kind of fun because it was kind of like almost like sink or swim when they first got there. It was their first time there, and they just had to get prepare all their meals, and it was kind of fun to watch them
Figure it all out.
figure it out and
Work together.
work together exactly. And,
Yeah.
And Anthony helped them out quite a bit too, and he kind of showed them the ropes, but they kind of took over and did pretty well.
Yeah, it's quite a different dynamic when you go from the pack to the troop, and basically it's like fourth to fifth grade, basically in scouts, and you guys happen to have 5 scouts that came to the troop,
Yeah.
and it's really different because now they're away from their parents. In the pack, your parents are basically at everything with you, and then once we get to the troop, you get a lot more independence. How was that for you, Jeff? I know you became a leader. You're very involved.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely a change for sure. I mean, because it was all parent led before, and then it was all it's all scout led at this point. So for me, it's a learning process because I didn't go. I was in scouts up until we blow, but I didn't go beyond that. So it was definitely a learning experience. I mean, it's going to be a learning experience, but it seems I like the way it is because it's like it's bringing these young scouts and they're becoming young men. So it's kind of
Building
nice.
a lot of really important, neat skills. along the
Exactly.
way.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of independent. And then like I know myself as a parent, like you have to like kind of like step back.
Yeah, it's hard to step back.
It's
Yeah.
and I just it's fun to see the new parents kind of engage with that dynamic where like
Right.
some of the scouts have never spent time away from the house overnight without a parent or without a sibling or in that
Right.
respect, and it's it's definitely just a different dynamic.
And with Sam, like he needs a little bit of assistance here and there, but I tried to also step back and let him, enjoy the time with the other scouts too, and kind of
And he doesn't
be there
always,
when he absolutely needed, but not
For sure.
not
and
overly.
he doesn't always want that help.
Exactly.
He wants to kind of figure it out, and then
Right.
then Dad, can I have some help?
Well,
Right.
I will say you were in, I think, every conversation with the leaders. So the leaders kind of have their own patrol. We call it the coffee patrol because we're sitting around drinking coffee. So as leaders, we're the guide rails. We make sure they don't hurt themselves and make sure they're safe.
Right.
And so but we allow them to fail, or
Right.
try something and not get it the first time and try again. We encourage to try again, and we encourage them to not hurt themselves. So it's a very safe place to learn. But while doing that, you're the youngest leader essentially, or
Right.
the leader with the youngest child, and you were right there with us pretty much the whole time. So it was great to see that you could give Sam that independence.
Right. And he enjoyed having that independence and working on his skills independently of parent of us being there. You know, I mean, we were there. I was there, obviously, but not right there on top.
Right.
Of him. So
Yeah.
I think he enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Right, Sam? Did you enjoy it, bud?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's going to be a cool thing to see you progress through scouts together and
Yep.
not together at the same time,
Exactly,
you know?
yeah.
So,
Yeah, you're both on your own journeys.
Yeah.
Both learning.
Yeah.
right. Grace, what do you think about your book?
Good.
Yeah. And you had a bunch of ideas on how to illustrate it.
Yeah.
And what's your favorite part of the book?
Everything.
She really wanted the picture that's on the cover. She's like, that has to be on the cover.
Okay.
Do you want to share why?
Because I love dogs.
Yeah. Is this do you guys have a dog?
No.
No.
She
that-
asks us every day.
I was gonna say, is that something we're working on?
She's working on it.
She's angling. She's even taken the angle of, I think Sam needs a helper dog.
That's good.
Not yet. We don't have a dog yet, but she wanted a dog on the cover.
We'll make sure you get to meet our two dogs before you leave, because I know you guys came in the back way and didn't see them. But we have Ricky and Lucy, the Weimaraners, and somebody might open the door. They may come down here during, but
Be excited about that, Grace.
they're 60 pounds each, 120 pounds of fun.
Oh, wow.
Excitement.
Grace.
But and Jeff, where have you been through all this book writing and whatnot?
So
It's like,
I kind of just encouraged. I mean, Allison had a great. She had what was Sam's idea. She kind of took it and ran with it. And I was like, she'd come with me with a drawing, and I'd encourage. All of her drawings are great. I mean, there's no way I could do any of those drawings. So I was kind of amazed.
they are great. Yeah.
And she had redid a few of them, obviously. And like the only part I really assisted her with was at the very end. I kind of helped her get it onto Amazon. That was really my only role. She really
Like
did
the
it.
editing, the formatting, all
Yeah,
that
like
was
the
a challenge.
technical things at the very end.
Nice.
But I would read it to you constantly. I think you
Yeah,
were tired
exactly.
of
She
me reading
would
it. I'm like,
bounce.
how does this sound? Does
Right.
this work?
But I mean,
And you're like, okay,
all the
read it
creative
again.
was pretty much 100% her, and then I just kind of came into last minute and kind of helped
For both books, yeah.
get it onto
Yeah.
the platform and everything. So, and there
A
was
big
some
help.
technical difficulties doing that. I mean, there was a lot of formatting issues for whatever reason. Even though she did all the pictures the same size, everything had to be like scaled differently, and like you'd upload it and then you'd have issues, and then
Well, we learned a lot with the first book, with Sam's book, because we thought it would be bigger in size than it came out. But when we formatted it, it had to be shrunk down. So for this book, I literally started with that specific size, but even with formatting, it still didn't go. Even what we had learned through the first go around did not help this time.
Oh, okay.
But Jeff still figured it out. So.
Yeah.
yeah, because we thought like we should. When she did the new drawings, we thought, okay, we'll do it for an exact size that we need, and she did do that in the exact size that we needed.
Which was a challenge, right?
And then we still uploaded it. It was still wrong. So it was just a lot of scaling things. It was like
And patience.
yeah. But we
Even like draw, because I drew the pictures. I'm not an artist. I didn't take any classes, but it was something I'm like, okay. When I wrote Sam's book, and the whole premise behind it is following your dreams and chasing your dreams, I'm like, okay, since he doesn't want to illustrate it, I'll chase my dream and illustrate this book. But even then, going to scan all these images, one picture alone would take me hours and hours, and then I'd
Like a
scan it
day.
in. Well, yeah, a lot hours in a day, and then I would scan it in, and it would like the lighting was off, the coloring's off, and I'd have to go back and start all over again. I'm like, and that was just like for one picture, and I'd have like 20 or something to do.
Oh, wow.
So it was getting frustrating. I'm sure there's a much easier way to do it, but that involves technology, but I'm not there.
So when you were scanning, were you using your phone or were you using?
No, I used our printer just to
printer's
scan every image in there and then try and enhance the lighting and the coloring.
saturation of the
Yeah,
colors,
yeah,
just
on
kind of
the
bring it up
computer.
a little bit, yeah.
Again, there probably is a much easier way to do it.
No,
But I did it like a very old-fashioned kind of way, like pencil,
but it
paper,
worked. I
and
mean,
color
it
pencils.
took a little bit of learning, but and then we'll probably forget it all for the next one. And then
We always do. I try and take notes, but I know.
so,
That's all right. But it was fun. Like I would show, when I wrote Sam's book, I would, he'd come home from school and I'd be like, Sam, look at the picture I worked on today. And same thing with Grace. I'd show them pictures and they'd get so excited, and seeing their excitement, it was like that motivation. Keep on going.
Yeah.
Keep on
Yeah.
chip away at it.
Oh, that's so neat.
It was neat. It was neat to experience it with them.
Yeah. And I mean, say what you will about Amazon, but they are 60% small businesses, and they've kind of gotten rid of the gatekeeping to publishing work. So there's a lot of authors out there. We have a lot. We've had a couple on here that have published their books.
yeah,
through
she was
Amazon
doing
and
research
whatnot.
on like which publishers to go with, and there were
Because
so
there's
many
so many
different
out there. And you don't
options.
know.
And honestly, it was like the ease of use. They're upfront about how much each book's going to cost you to produce. I mean, it's so they, depending on the size, what colors you want, and everything.
And they had
So
like
it
a
was-
help center too, like with questions
so
we
it
had
was-
with the
it was-
formatting.
It was straightforward, and I'm like, for your first book, let's try this and see how it works, and it worked really well. I mean, minus the the technical issues, which you probably have anywhere. Then once we got through that, it was fairly straightforward. And then it's pretty quick turnaround. I forget how fast the actual turnaround
I think
could
it was
be.
like less than 2 weeks.
Yeah, it could be
Wow.
as
Yeah,
fast as 2
right.
weeks.
I was
mean,
amazed by that.
you can schedule obviously.
And then we hold our breath, like, is it gonna come out okay?
yeah.
Is anything gonna be cut off?
And we've gotten a few that were kind of
Yeah, but for the most part, it's been fine.
And now you're going to be at Passages and Pourings.
Yep, Pouring Some
downtown.
Passages on April 11th at 10:30. I'm going to do a book signing with the kids and Jeff. And that will be the day my book is released there for people to purchase, and then it will be released later this spring on Amazon. But we did a little book signing there last year for The Role of Sam's Dreams, and so we figured we'd do the same thing for Gracie's book this year. I think
Okay.
that's something. People have been following Sam. We've had a
Yeah.
Facebook page about Sam about his journey with osteogenesis imperfecta for over 10 years now, because you'll be 11 this year, Sam. And we share so much about his challenges and everything he goes through with the fractures and the hospitalizations, the surgeries that sometimes are not planned and are emergency surgeries. But something we don't share enough about is the journey that Grace is on, being a sibling to someone with osteogenesis imperfecta, and how it can really impact her life. And Grace, from the day she's been born, she just goes with the flow. She's grown up just like Sam, spending far too much time in a hospital, at doctor's appointments, waiting rooms, in the car, going to appointments in Delaware and Boston. And she just remains positive and happy through all of it. And she's just learned that we pivot. We pivot in life. We pivot our routines. We pivot our plans. We pivot just day-to-day stuff. And that's part of why we wanted to do part of why I wanted to do this book about Grace, because she really has the kindest, sweetest soul. And on this journey, even though she faces a lot, she still chooses that kindness every single day, when another child could maybe be frustrated.
Right.
So it really is inspiring her outlook with life.
Yeah.
And we're very proud of her for that.
Building patience and resilience. That's really
Yeah.
just really cool. You said Delaware. What
Divorce.
happens in Delaware?
Do you want to share, Sam?
Divorce. Yeah.
What is that?
A hospital for kids.
Yep, it's an orthopedic hospital for children. They are one of 3, really only one of 2 in our country
Oh wow.
that specialize in osteogenesis imperfecta. When Sam
And-
was born, we were told to go to Montreal
Or Omaha.
or Omaha.
Wow.
That is where the care would be for osteogenesis imperfecta. So thankfully, as he was, really when he was a baby, we found out about Delaware, and that's much closer than.
Yeah.
Well, it's much closer than Omaha, and Montreal is another country, so we didn't know how insurance would work. So
Right. Wow.
we go to Delaware a few times a year.
Omaha.
Omaha's in Nebraska.
Oh.
And they specialize in like skeletal
Multiplages.
dysplasias and like achondroplasia. So it's not uncommon to see like little people there as doctors and nurses. So like some of the patients that go there are achondroplasia, the little people, and some of the doctors and nurses are too. So they see people
Oh,
like
wow.
them, and like
Yep.
these roles at the hospital too. So
And
it's-
we've met
yeah.
so many just
yeah,
other children and families who are embedded in the osteogenesis imperfecta world, where Sam, like we could be there on a Monday and we meet 3 different families, you know, a couple kids with OI, and it's amazing because
we don't usually see anybody.
no,
Oh wow.
yeah, so
And
even though it's a drive, it's worth the drive for the care and the
people-
expertise he gets.
People fly from all over the country to go there too, so we know
In the
we're
world,
right-
we've met
Yeah,
people
we
from
met
Qatar.
Qatar,
Yeah,
you know,
it's incredible.
California, Texas, they
Wow.
fly there for care. So we know we're in the right spot when everyone's coming there for the
Yeah,
care.
wow.
So yeah,
And how far is Delaware for a drive?
it's about
Like
5.5 hours.
Okay, that was my guess.
Yeah, yeah, it's close. It's close enough, but you know,
Yeah. And
Yeah.
Gracie's been along for many of those journeys. Sometimes in our car, sometimes she's with Nana and Pop driving down for support. Right, Grace? But it's worth it. We go at least 2 times a year, sometimes with surgeries more than that. We've had times where we find out a day before we need to go because the fracture's pretty bad and he needs surgery. So some trips have been unplanned, and that makes it a little bit more stressful, worrisome. But we face it all as a family,
Wow.
right, guys?
Yeah.
Now, what's strength for Samuel? Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Right, and is
That's-
that
Facebook page.
it's your Facebook page?
Yeah.
Is there a place for like donations or any of that? Is that
no, we had like a GoFundMe set up early on when there was a lot of
Years
travel,
ago.
a lot of questions about what was going on, but we stepped away from that. But no, there's not any actual.
wow.
No,
yeah.
we had a GoFundMe years ago. Couple family members and friends had asked early on about a GoFundMe to help on this journey, navigating, things that insurance doesn't cover and medical equipment, things like that. Early on, we were like, and by early on, I mean the first few months, we were like, we're good. And I think by what was it, his 4th surgery, within months after him being born, we were like, okay, maybe we don't really know what this journey is really going to
Right.
entail. And so in the first year or so, we had a GoFundMe, and then someone else, your friend Kevin, had approached us for another GoFundMe for a ramp for our house. So different things have popped up over the years that are not covered by insurance that help improve his quality of life every day. But not currently, we don't have one.
Gotcha. And is there a cure for this, or is there
No, there's no
studies?
Cure. There's no cure, but there's treatments. He gets it's called a bisphosphonate, and it actually it doesn't make it makes his bones stronger, but not. The issue is with the collagen, there's no flexibility in his bones. So instead of flexing a little bit, they will break.
Oh wow.
So there's the bisphosphonates from our non-medical understanding basically makes it doesn't make the bone any more flexible. It just makes it thicker. So
Okay.
it'll actually it kind of acts as bone, or it slows down the reabsorption of the bone, so it actually makes it a little thicker. So it's still non-flexible bone, but it makes it a little thicker, so it
Yeah.
makes it a little stronger.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's that, and then he also has some hardware in his bones as well to
Yeah.
help strengthen everything.
Okay.
They act as internal splints.
Yeah. So he has rods in all of his long bones. So every single long bone. So forearms,
Forearm.
Tibia,
upper arm,
femurs.
femurs. Everything has a rod in it.
Wow.
And some of them actually telescope as he grows. So they're kind of like
wow.
they give an antenna that pulls apart. So they're anchored in the bone, and they kind of pull as he grows. They pull and kind of grow with him. But at a certain point, they then start getting.
And as the bones grow, it helps keep the bones straight without any deformities to the rods.
Oh, okay.
So those have been. So even if he does have a fracture with those, he can still have a fracture with those. It helps
it's
stabilize.
less
It's like an internal
pain.
splint, so it helps
Wow.
stabilize.
And he's already outgrown a couple of his rods already and has had them replaced, which is awesome, right?
Yeah.
Not awesome you had the surgery, but awesome that you're outgrowing
Yeah.
them,
Right.
which is pretty cool,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right? Not awesome for a surgery. We don't like those.
So is that as he grows they'll have to replace it. They have a certain extension, and then they have to replace
Yeah,
it.
he gets
Okay.
X-rays pretty often, and then they check to see where the rod's ending, where the new bone is, when what
Yeah.
how percentage of the bone is not protected by the rod, and then they never want to do a surgery unnecessarily, but at the same time they don't want him in a fracture cycle of breaking that bone that is not protected by
By
the rod. Yeah.
that makes sense.
So it's always like trying to find the fine balance
Balance.
between
Yeah,
Yeah.
every time we go to
fine
Delaware,
line.
we like
Yeah.
yeah, hold our breath because we're like, it could mean another surgery every time we go to Delaware. It seems like
Oh wow.
they do their X-rays, they do their imaging, and then it's like, okay, is this the time? Or,
And they keep
or,
us waiting
or do we
in the
push
room.
it off for 6 more months? Or,
And then
you
it's
know.
like they'll do it the next day. Or...
Pretty quick sometimes.
Sometimes.
or like a couple weeks later.
Hmm.
It's usually fairly quick.
Yeah, usually we go usually in October or the fall and the spring. And honestly, we try not to plan out anything with the summer until we go in April, because usually it's like we're going to find out if there's a need for surgery sooner or later. And not that we want to have Sam deal with that over the summer with like casts and swimming, but sometimes we can't avoid it, unfortunately. Because we
Gotcha.
want him to, have a good summer. We want Grace to be able to have a good summer too. It's
Mhm.
again,
Yeah.
it's a balance. It's a juggle all the time.
Sure. I mean, you can't predict a growth spurt,
Right,
'cause it-
exactly. And some of like the casting too is it's kind of tough because he's got
Yeah,
like
because I have to go back.
spica casts, which are your both legs in a cast and across like the abdomen, so it's tough for him.
Different car seats, and
Yeah,
yeah,
Mhm.
it's a journey. I call it a journey.
yeah,
Yeah.
That's why my favorite word is pivot. We pivot.
yeah.
And I always think of Ross
Friends.
from Friends, because every time we're going through
We've-
something stressful, and then I think of the word pivot, I think of Ross and that
Yeah.
meme, and it just makes me
It's
laugh,
so funny.
and it just kind of takes the stress away a little bit.
Yeah.
Takes the edge off.
I'm with you there. Big fans of Friends, and yeah, that's such a funny thing, and it works. Like
It does.
we've used it so often when moving. Growing up your 20s and 30s, you always have friends that are moving and people that going from smaller houses to bigger houses, whatever it is. And we almost always bring that up. It's like it's stressful moving, and then all of a
Pivot.
sudden someone says pivot.
Yep. And you just can't help but laugh.
Yeah.
Grace, when she was in pre-K, so Sam was second grade when she was in pre-K, and they did something for Mother's Day at the end of the year, where like my mom is this old and mom's favorite color is this, and something mom always says. And when I'm reading it,
Oh
when
my
it said,
God.
"What does mom always say?" What did she tell her teacher?
Wait, Grace?
Yeah,
Yes,
what did
what'd you
Grace
say?
say? Mom's favorite word or favorite phrase is pivot.
Pivot.
And I was like, oh my gosh, she's in
Typical.
pre-K, and she hears me say this a lot.
Yeah.
But it's true. We do pivot a lot, and it's fine. I mean, we do what we have to do. We're a family, and we figure it out together.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can only plan out so much, and the rest we kind of have to just
Right.
leave up to whatever.
We wing it.
Yeah, we wing it.
And
Oh,
we have plans to go to summer camp this year for the Boy Scouts. Be up at June Norcross, huh?
Yeah.
Have you been around to that camp?
I
Campground?
don't know.
Yeah,
Yes,
we went
you
there
did it one
last
of
year for 2 years ago for the
Spring
advanced.
advance.
Oh yeah,
Camp
I have
out.
been there.
His favorite thing was there was a stream there, and
Yes.
he was spent all of his time in the stream looking for
that
crayfish.
one.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
That one.
Oh, you had fun there too.
yeah.
did you have fun, Grace? There.
Yeah.
Are you in Scouts, Grace?
No.
No.
You're
Girl
in
Scouts. I'm in Girl Scouts.
Girl Scouts.
Oh, Girl Scouts. Okay. Are you in anything else? Are you in soccer? Or are you in
You play soccer in the fall.
Yeah.
play soccer in the
else?
fall? Okay.
Softball, basketball.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's busy with her activities too. Right.
Sam, have you heard anything about summer camp? Do you have you heard from the older Scouts like first class trail,
No.
first class path? It's called first class.
No.
So that's really fun, and I'm kind of jealous of Jeff going to get like firsthand of this. So you go there, and I had to keep my distance. You stay away from your kids.
Okay.
So, but when we were in the leadership training, they brought us through first class path, and that's basically all the scout skills is tying knots, cooking, the knife, safety with the knife, and building fires, safety with fire, all that stuff. It's it's like all these skills that you need to get to first class, but it's also this great base for scout, tenderfoot, and then you would move on to first class. So it's like this. It's like a base when you get into the troop. It's like your base knowledge.
From my
you know.
understanding, is that that's the only choice they have is their first year as scouts, right?
Yeah. So it's
Which is good.
it's
Yeah, I mean,
it's-
it makes sense.
yeah.
Obviously.
There's certain high schools and colleges. I didn't really go to college, but basically, you had freshman year is kind of like already planned because it's like you got to start there, and that's kind of like first class
Right,
path.
right.
Same idea.
Okay.
And then as you go on, I think you guys were there for when all the other scouts were picking
Yeah, they
like
have,
what merit
electives,
badges
yeah.
they're going to work on,
Yeah.
and
Right.
their electives and stuff. So
So Sam was able to pick a couple of those because there was like polar plunge or fishing, and I think you chose
Fishing.
fishing.
yeah, that
There's a couple ones
morning.
yeah, in the morning. Yeah, so he chose. A couple
Yeah,
of
but then I think you have to do. I don't know.
We'll figure it out. I'm learning too, Sam.
Yeah, yeah. I've gone 3 years in a row now, and it's a learning experience.
And do you stay the whole
every
week?
time. I stay the whole except for Monday podcast and if I have showings. But we cover for each other as.
Do you need a guest for that Monday podcast?
Are you trying to get out?
for an hour or two?
Oh,
No, I'm kidding.
Well, we'll see if Kyle's here. I might need a guest host.
there you
too.
go.
That happens a lot. Nope, third week of July, right? It's third week. Is it third? I think it's.
Oh,
I
yeah,
think it's
it's
the
good.
13th.
Yeah, it's like right after the 4th of July
Yeah.
Sounds right.
week.
right.
So
So it's the second week.
No,
13th? I don't know.
somewhere in there. It's in July.
yeah,
It'll be hot.
but
It will be hot, but memories will be made. It'll be a lot of fun.
yeah, there's a lot of tree coverage, so there's a lot of shade. It's and they have water everywhere. You're supposed to take a water bottle with you, being prepared. That whole thing. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's kind of, as a parent and a leader, it's kind of like the Super Bowl for scouts because this is where the scouts like show their independence. They go to their own classes. They go and they go up in either rank or they get more and more done in merit badges and stuff like that. So it's where you can, as a scout, you accomplish a lot, and then as leader, you get to say, well, we prepared them for that this year.
Oh, that's
and
really
they,
neat.
and it's really it's a cool experience, and it's
yeah.
funny because you wake them up and you get up, or the horn blows, and everybody gets up, and your bunk has to be made. Everything's got to be neat. They all get.
Hear that, Sam?
You hearing that?
Yeah.
There's big competitions for that to get everything stowed away and make sure like the camp is all picked up, and if it's raining, it flaps down. If it's not raining, it flaps up. It's like this whole thing. You raise the flag every morning. You do the Pledge of Allegiance. And
Do
then
you guys have to
do
make
that.
your beds too?
Oh yeah.
Someone checks on that.
Yep. We all because it's a big competition. At the end of the week, there's
Really?
like
For the leaders
they
too?
announce you as like if you've had a perfect week of keeping everything clean, keeping all the bunks
I didn't
made
realize
and stuff
that.
like that. Yeah, it's everything's revolves around this whole like self-sufficient, independent, and preparedness. And
That's
and it's really cool how it all works.
Oh,
and
I'm
then-
jealous. I don't get to go.
The one thing that is super entertaining is when we raise the flags in the middle of the camp with the whole camp meets in the morning after breakfast for colors, and all the older scouts and the staffs all have like competitions with each other. There's a theme. They do act outs and play, and it's like this. It's almost like a military doing the colors, but then they all start. They'll say things that I don't need, like yes sir, and then they like do this big exaggerated thing. It's really funny to watch.
Right.
There's a lot of creativity that comes out of it.
Right.
So
Should be fun.
yeah, it's
Something to
a
look
cool
forward to,
camp.
kid. Well,
So-
me and Jeff, not Gracie.
And well, I mean, it's scouts all inclusive, right?
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
we do have female scouts and female staff there. It's a very family orientated thing, so it's really cool. And there's free time too, so then they kind of get to pick what they do for free time because there's stuff that they can do extra, and then there's also like some kids get tired, take a nap, or they can go down by the water and get in the water,
Nice.
you know, when it's hot and stuff. So, yeah, it's
I don't think you're gonna nap, are you?
Mm-mm.
No.
we drink a lot of coffee there. Too.
Yeah, you're gonna have to, right? That sounds fun.
Yep.
But and then yeah, by the end of the week, everybody's tired.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Kids, most of the kids fall asleep on the way home. We hear those
Oh,
stories
really?
too.
Well, Jeff, when he was telling, well, we've asked Sam the last couple of years if he wanted to do, like, I think it was the day camp for Cub Scouts. And he, at the time, was like, I don't think he knew as much of what it entailed, even though we tried to share that. And he was like, no. This year, I think it was after the first, was it your first Boy Scout meeting? He came home, he's like, I'm going to summer camp. Like, he was like,
Yeah.
heard all about it, and he wants to be part of it.
I think
Yeah.
the older scouts kind of hyped it up quite a bit, and then he heard, this sounds great, so he was just like,
Yeah.
why not? Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, it's kind of like our Super Bowl
Yeah.
for both the scout and the
Yeah.
leaders.
So we'll have a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And then right after that, then we're going to, they do an osteogenesis imperfecta national conference
This year's in Florida.
in Orlando in July. So
Yeah.
Jeff and Sam will come home from camp, and then we'll go to Florida.
A week
And
later.
yeah, like I think it's like not a full week later, we go
Oh yeah.
to the conference. So I don't think Jeff and Sam will be well rested, but
Go from heat to more heat. Right?
but it'll
Yeah.
be really nice. We've never been able to go to the national conference and meet, like we'll meet some families we've never met before that we've talked to like online and stuff. But
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
you guys will go from scout camp too.
Yeah, it's funny. Like
do
the
that.
LI community, there's a bunch of people like spread out throughout the country. So like we talk to people like we're friendly with, but some of these people we've never met. Like we,
For 10
Yeah.
years, yeah.
from multiple years. I mean, we know a girl in Alaska. We know a girl,
Yeah,
Kentucky,
California, yeah,
Kentucky,
Texas.
California, Texas.
Which one
so-
was in California?
Brinley. She's a little bit younger than you. Hmm.
wow.
And she, to
Eight.
get her care, she has to fly to Seattle just to go to the doctor.
Wow.
Yeah, the girl lives
Yeah.
in Alaska. She
yeah.
has to-
Yeah, Alaska's tough with medical
Yeah,
anything,
she has
right?
to fly to
Yeah.
get her.
It always puts
care.
things in perspective for us
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it gets kind of hot under those, huh?
Yeah.
A little warm. So this book comes out when again?
So April 11th, it's comes out at Pourings and Passages at
Yeah.
10:30, and then later this spring, I haven't set a date yet. It will come out on Amazon.
Oh,
So at some point this spring, be on the lookout
Oh, I
for that.
thought it was coming out on
I have-
Amazon on 11
Well,
April
I've
12th.
debated with like the 18th, like the week after. Like I think that's a Saturday after. Is that the Saturday?
So-
No, it's the Sunday
It's
after.
the Monday after.
Yeah.
It's the Monday.
So I've been debating on dates on that. we're not good at this. It's all new to us, trying to figure it all out.
yeah.
So,
Do you
but
guys,
it will be on Amazon at some point this spring.
gotcha. Do you guys sell it at any of the other local places? Like,
Oh.
It is sold at Pourings and Passages. Usually Jim has like a stack of books that he has there, but that's the only place like locally. People can also get it through us as well. Like we had
Oh,
people
okay.
reach out last year if they wanted to buy copies, and I usually like to have some extra copies on hand for that reason. But
oh, nice.
yeah.
Yeah. I had someone come to you last year that wanted a fair number of copies for.
Yeah, like the after school
after-
program.
Yeah, so she
Yeah.
ended up just going directly to Allison. And
Yeah.
That way, so.
I do know some of the farm stands around here are very supportive of the, like Justin Margadana sells his book in a couple of the different
Oh,
farm
really?
stands and stuff like that. We can,
Oh, that's good to know.
can give
Yeah.
you some names and
Yeah, thank
Yeah.
you.
there's-
That's
You
great.
sell it in all
there's
farms.
usually like a wholesale, like you would purchase, or whoever wants to sell it on their shelves, they purchase it from Amazon. It's like a wholesale price, and
Yeah.
then there's a markup price, like a
Right.
suggested price or whatever.
Oh, that's good to know. Yeah.
Um,
Like I said, it's all new to us.
Yeah.
It's not a field either one of us ever thought we'd be in.
Right.
But
Yeah.
it's been a fun little hobby to kind of fit in the nooks and cranny of life in between parenting and our medical journey.
Yeah, it's taken what I mean. Each book took you just about a year to from start. to
Yeah,
finish.
usually the writing I'm done in like a week. It's just
Oh wow.
it's just the pictures. The pictures. But because each of those books were about, my kids, I felt like I wanted to be the one to illustrate them.
Yeah, because
to
early on,
kind
I'm
of
like, why
capture.
don't you just have someone hire someone to draw the pictures?
And I could, but I felt like for each of those books, I felt like
It's more fun.
I wanted to, like, it's almost
Yeah.
like a gift to
Like
them that
you-
mom's attempting to draw pictures of
Yeah.
them.
Everything.
I mean, they're beautiful. There's definitely. I mean, this is so. It looks so professional.
Well, thank
to
you.
me. I just like this is like a professionally done kids book. I mean,
Well, thank you. It was a lot of fun. It was
Yeah,
fun to do,
I-
and the kids now they're really getting into it, and I think understanding more of it because they come to me with ideas for future books. They've talked to me like, "You should do a book about this, Mom, and a book about that." And I'm like, "That sounds great. I just got to find the time to fit it in." So it's neat to see their excitement about it because each of the stories does have like a positive message behind it,
Sure.
and that's what we want people to take away with it.
do you guys have any ideas that you would like to explore, like writing about, like maybe a book that you guys author someday? Is that like a
Yeah,
thing?
you guys could do one together.
Use your imagination.
I have a feeling I know what it'd be about.
Didn't you guys have an idea like about a Halloween one? They kind of wanted to do one for like each holiday. They were kind of like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you said,
No.
no.
Well, I was
Oh,
I was
wait, just
I was
Halloween.
talking
Oh,
about
okay.
yeah.
I thought
doing-
Christmas.
Then you had one for Christmas, but you guys
Yay.
together. What about like a story you guys could write together?
Grace does the writing.
Oh, she writes and you draw.
Hey.
Well, you like to draw, Grace, and
Yeah, I like to draw.
you like to draw too, Sam.
I don't like to write.
You don't like to write.
I like to write and I like to draw too.
Yeah, but that's something you guys could do together. I bet it would be
Yeah.
about a farm.
I just think it was kind of cool for them to watch their mother like
And an animal.
piece
A gold
this all
dog.
together from
Yeah,
just
yeah.
the story
Mom, and
and then the
animal
pictures and
shelter.
kind of so it's kind of nice for them to see like that whole process, you know.
Oh yeah.
and
Well, and it was-
animal shelter.
And an animal shelter. It was also interesting because when I was a teacher, I was a writing teacher, so it was kind of like a full circle moment in a way. Like when I did both those
ELA.
books. Yeah, ELA. I taught ELA for out of my 9 years. That's the
ELA.
most of my years were spent teaching.
So
the
you
language
are a
arts.
ringer in this area.
So it was fun, but it was neat for like Sam doesn't remember me teaching. Grace, I was already home,
was
not
both.
working. You do remember when I was still teaching full time? So it
I
is neat that
remember.
they see that I'm, even though I'm at home with taking care of them. At least they saw that I've got a little hobby on the side,
Yeah, that's neat.
right?
That's really cool. What do you guys think? You had enough of this place yet?
No.
Is there anything else you want to talk about?
No.
What can we say?
Thank you.
Thank you
Oh,
for
you're
having us.
welcome.
Thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for having
Thank
us.
you.
It really
Of
means
course,
a lot to
anytime.
us.
Thank you guys for
Thank you.
coming out.
Thanks for having us.
Again,
Thanks for having us.
the names are The Role of Sam's Dreams, written and illustrated by Allison Depasse Silver. I'm saying that name right?
Depasse, yeah.
Depasse. Oh, okay.
No, a lot of people pronounce it that way, but Depasse.
Pass.
Depasse. Yeah, that's my maiden
And then
name.
Yeah, I
With
know.
Kindness and Grace, written and illustrated by Allison Depasse Silver. Sam's is on Amazon, and
Grace is almost
Coming
done.
soon.
Grace's will be. If you can, get out there to Pourings and Passages on Main Street, Denison on April 11th
For the
at
book.
10:30 a.m. Wow, I did that all
You're
from memory.
I know,
You
that
hear
was really good, Matt.
It's the coffee. Thank you. Fully stoked.
Might be the first time we've.
Thank you both.
If you watch the show, you know I misspeak a lot. Again, thank you guys for coming out and sharing this
Thank
with us.
you.
Thank you,
It's
appreciate it.
really cool that you can take something and produce something like that. It's just that's really cool, and they'll have that forever. you
Right.
know?
Yeah. That's one of the biggest things was they can have it forever. You know?
Yeah.
That's
So,
true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Thank you both.
Thank you.
Jeff, you want to shout out your channel again?
5 Minute Fix It on YouTube.
And what's your channel about?
It's
talk
all
about
like
that.
DIY home appliance repair, car repair, stuff like that. It's not,
Yeah.
fairly simple stuff, but it's fun.
It's cool.
What's that?
Can I show my channel?
Sam
Me
and
and
Grace have a
Grace
YouTube channel as well. So
Okay.
They want to
What-
shout it out.
Sure.
Silver Acres Farm. No, Silver Acre Homestead.
Silver Acre
cool.
Homestead. What kind of content do you guys put out?
Gardening and chickens.
We haven't done the gardening part
Farming.
yet,
We haven't
but
done the garden.
An orchard.
Just
They're
farming.
convinced on our acre and a half that we have a homestead. So we
Yeah,
have,
we do.
we have chickens and we have an
orchard.
orchard with 5.
No, wait, Dad. We have 5 apple trees and 1 peach.
Yeah.
Sam and Grace
Nice.
have big plans
Okay.
to
They have
expand
big plans,
it. Yeah,
yeah.
big
Yeah.
plans.
Yeah, going off grid.
What?
Are you gonna go off grid?
Not
Produce
that
all
often.
your own
That'd be
food.
ironic.
All your
Off grid, but you're
Yeah.
on YouTube.
yeah, off grid on YouTube.
Yeah.
Do the Starlink or something.
That's funny.
Yep.
No, that's really cool. You guys seem very motivated, and it's really neat that you guys all work on these projects together. And you know, I am definitely bowing to you and your success in YouTube. We're gonna take some pointers when we stop the camera roll here.
Sounds good.
All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. The Community Workbench podcast family is promoting the Be the One campaign. It was started by the American Legion in efforts to stop veteran suicide. If you know a veteran, call them. Be the one to check in on them. For more details, visit betheone.org. Also, please extend this to all first responders as well. The Quiet Corner Peer Support Group is a great resource for help when dealing with PTSD. They have an office over at Jolly Commons on Warregan Road, and they have a great Facebook page with more information and ways to contact them. Next Monday, April 6th, there won't be an episode. I'm taking the week off. I'm going to be in Arizona for a wedding and playing golf. So sorry, going to be around 90. Enjoy the week off from my voice, and then in 2 weeks from tonight, join us back at the bench again for a Guard Our Gardens episode. If anybody remembers, about a year ago, we had Dylan Daigle and Adam Rondo from Chubby Dog and Dylan Daigle from Daigle Farm on, and we talked about everything, but for some reason gardening came out, and we did a little parody of one of the other popular podcasts. If you know it, you know it. And we definitely razzed on me about pruning my fruit trees, and so anyway, we'll see how that goes again. And as always, buy local, hire local, dine local, volunteer local, donate local. Buy some books from some local authors like Allison and Justin Margadana and Kevin McNeil. They've all been on, and have great days.